Imagine a world where your mind unravels, your skin peels away like scorched paper, and your body wastes into oblivion. Now, imagine a single, microscopic key that prevents this horror, quietly orchestrating your very existence. Pay close attention, because what you're about to discover isn't just about nutrition, it's about the thin, fragile line between vibrant life and a terrifying descent. Your body is a symphony of constant, intricate processes, each demanding a steady, reliable source of energy to perform its function. From the blink of an eye to the beat of your heart, from the deepest thought to the smallest movement of a muscle fiber, every single action requires fuel. And at the very core of this colossal energy production lies an unassuming hero, vitamin B3, also known as niacin. This isn't just a nutrient, it's the invisible architect of your cellular power grid, the essential spark that ignites the metabolic engines fueling every living cell. Without it, the vast, complex machinery of your body would grind to a halt, slowly, inevitably, plunging into a state of profound inertia. Think of niacin as the ultimate currency converter within your body. You consume carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, the raw materials of life. But these larger molecules aren't directly usable by your cells. They need to be broken down, transformed, and packaged into a universally accepted energy currency called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Niacin steps in as a vital component of two coenzymes, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, NAD, and nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate, NADP. These coenzymes are like tiny, tireless fairies, constantly shuttling electrons back and forth in a ceaseless dance of oxidation and reduction reactions, extracting energy from your food. They are the workhorses of glycolysis, the Krebs cycle, and oxidative phosphorylation, processes that sound dauntingly scientific but are, in essence, the very breath of your cells. Every carbohydrate you consume, every fat molecule you metabolize, every protein you break down for fuel, hinges on the silent, persistent labor of NAD and NADP, which means it hinges on niacin. Imagine a vast, sprawling factory, humming with activity, producing vital products. Now imagine if the electrical current powering that factory began to waver, flicker, and ultimately fail. Machines would slow, production would cease, and the entire operation would fall into disarray. That is precisely what happens at a cellular level when niacin becomes scarce. Your muscles would feel weak, unable to contract efficiently. Your organs would struggle, their sophisticated functions compromised. Your entire being would experience a profound, inescapable fatigue, not just a transient tiredness but a bone-deep exhaustion that no amount of rest could alleviate. This vital energy metabolism isn't merely about feeling active, it's about the fundamental ability of life to sustain itself, to repair, to grow, and to thrive. Niacin is the silent engine of that very existence. Beyond the sheer brute force of energy production, niacin exerts a profound and often underestimated influence on the most complex organ in your body, the brain. Your brain, an intricate network of billions of neurons firing constantly, consumes an astonishing amount of energy, up to 20% of your body's total, despite being only 2% of its weight. But it's not just about raw power, it's about precision, communication, and delicate balance. Niacin is crucial for the optimal functioning of this internal universe, acting as a vital scaffold for cognitive clarity, emotional regulation, and neural integrity. Without adequate niacin, the brain begins to falter, its intricate dance of thoughts and feelings becoming a chaotic, disorienting struggle. Consider the symphony of neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that allow neurons to communicate, to send signals, to form memories, and to evoke emotions. Niacin plays a significant role in the synthesis of several key neurotransmitters, including serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. Serotonin, often dubbed the feel-good hormone, regulates mood, sleep, appetite, and social behavior. Dopamine is central to pleasure, motivation, and motor control. Norepinephrine impacts alertness, arousal, and the fight-or-flight response. When niacin levels are insufficient, the production of these crucial chemicals can diminish, throwing the delicate balance of your mind into disarray. Imagine your brain as a magnificent control center, bustling with vital information flowing through countless channels. Now visualize those channels becoming clogged, the signals weakening, and the messages getting scrambled. That's the insidious effect of niacin deficiency on cognitive function. You might first notice a subtle mental fogginess, a difficulty concentrating on tasks that were once effortless. Memories might become elusive, slipping through your grasp. Irritability, anxiety, and even full-blown depression can set in, not as a matter of choice, but as a biochemical consequence. The ability to focus, to learn, to make decisions, all these higher cognitive functions depend on the robust, uninterrupted flow of neural communication, a flow that niacin actively supports. It helps maintain the integrity of nerve cells, protecting them from oxidative stress, and ensuring their membranes remain healthy and functional. A brain starved of niacin isn't just a tired brain, it's a compromised one, battling against an unseen enemy that systematically dismantles its very capacity for thought and feeling. The hidden influence of niacin extends its reach beyond the brain and energy factories, stepping into the arena of cardiovascular health, particularly in its surprising capacity to manage cholesterol levels. For decades, before the advent of statins, high-dose niacin was a frontline warrior in the battle against elevated blood lipids, demonstrating a powerful, albeit often challenging, ability to rebalance the delicate fats circulating through our veins and arteries. It's not just about lowering a number, it's about protecting the intricate network of blood vessels that nourish every cell in your body. When we talk about cholesterol, we often simplify it into good and bad. Low-density lipoprotein, LDL, is the notorious bad cholesterol, a sticky, insidious particle that contributes to the formation of arterial plaque, slowly narrowing and hardening your blood vessels. High-density lipoprotein, HDL, is the good cholesterol, the diligent scavenger that helps remove excess cholesterol from your arteries, transporting it back to the liver for excretion. The goal, therefore, is to lower LDL and raise HDL, a dual challenge that niacin uniquely addresses. Niacin performs a remarkable feat in lipid metabolism. It inhibits an enzyme in the liver called diacylglycerol acyltransferase 2, DGAT2, which is crucial for the synthesis of triglycerides. By reducing triglyceride production, niacin indirectly reduces the formation of very low-density lipoproteins, VLDL, which are precursors to those harmful LDL particles. Less VLDL means less LDL, a direct assault on the bad cholesterol. But niacin doesn't stop there. It also enhances the levels of HDL cholesterol, the beneficial type that actively clears arterial debris. It does this by reducing the removal rate of ApoAI, a key protein component of HDL, essentially prolonging HDL's lifespan in circulation. Imagine a vast highway system. LDL is like rogue construction debris, piling up and creating blockages. HDL is the diligent cleanup crew, constantly sweeping away the mess. Niacin not only slows down the dumping of debris but also beefs up the cleanup crew, ensuring your circulatory superhighways remain clear and unobstructed. Unchecked, high LDL cholesterol can lead to atherosclerosis, a silent, progressive disease that lays the groundwork for heart attacks and strokes. Niacin, through its intricate interplay with lipid pathways, acts as a guardian, helping to maintain the fluidity and health of your cardiovascular system, silently working to avert potential catastrophe. Given niacin's profound and multifaceted roles in energy, brain function, and heart health, it's natural to wonder where this vital nutrient can be found. Fortunately, nature has generously distributed it across a wide array of readily available foods, making its acquisition relatively straightforward for those with a balanced diet. However, understanding its sources is only half the story. The other half reveals a hidden danger, a sinister flaw in certain food staples that led to unimaginable suffering for millions. You'll find ample niacin in a variety of robust protein sources. Meats like beef, pork, and especially poultry, chicken and turkey, are excellent providers. Fish, particularly tuna and salmon, also contain significant amounts. These animal-based foods deliver niacin in a highly bioavailable form, meaning your body can easily absorb and utilize it. Vegetarians and vegans aren't left out, however. Nuts, especially peanuts, are good sources, as are mushrooms and fortified cereals. Whole grains, too, contribute to niacin intake, though with a crucial caveat we'll soon explore. Eating a diverse diet rich in these natural foods usually provides sufficient niacin to keep your cellular machinery humming, your brain sharp, and your cholesterol in check. Fact 1. For centuries, entire populations reliant on corn as a staple suffered mysterious widespread illness because the niacin in untreated corn is tightly bound, making it biologically unavailable until Mesoamerican nixtamalization was adopted. Imagine millions across the globe, particularly in regions where corn, maize, became the dominant food crop, southern United States, parts of Africa, southern Europe, falling victim to a perplexing, devastating disease. They were eating what they thought was nourishing food, yet they withered, mentally deteriorated, and died. The silent culprit was niacin deficiency, masked by the very food meant to sustain them. The niacin in corn is chemically locked, bound to complex carbohydrates and proteins, in a form called niacin. The human digestive system, evolved over millennia, simply cannot break these bonds and release the niacin for absorption. Indigenous Mesoamerican cultures, however, discovered a miraculous processing technique thousands of years ago, long before the concept of vitamins even existed: nixtamalization. By soaking and cooking corn in an alkaline solution, typically lime water, calcium hydroxide, they unknowingly unlocked the bound niacin, making it bioavailable. This ancient wisdom, passed down through generations, saved countless lives in their own lands. But when corn traveled across oceans to populations without this traditional knowledge, disaster struck. The simple act of relying on corn, untreated, became a death sentence for millions, all because of an unseen, unavailable nutrient. The human body is an astonishingly adaptable and resourceful organism, often capable of creating its own solutions when external supplies are scarce. This internal alchemy is particularly evident with niacin, revealing another layer to its intricate biological story. However, this self-sufficiency comes with conditions, and high-dose supplementation can trigger a dramatic, albeit harmless, internal protest. Fact 2. Our bodies can actually synthesize some niacin internally, transforming it from the amino acid tryptophan, a process that requires sufficient iron and B6. This is a truly remarkable feat of biochemical engineering within your own system. Tryptophan, an amino acid commonly found in protein-rich foods like turkey, eggs, and dairy, isn't just a precursor for serotonin, it's also a potential backup source for niacin. Your liver, a tireless chemical factory, can meticulously convert tryptophan into niacin, ensuring a baseline supply even if dietary intake is slightly low. However, this conversion isn't a limitless faucet. It's a complex, multi-step pathway that demands the presence of other vital cofactors, most notably vitamin B6, pyridoxine, and iron. If you're deficient in B6 or iron, or if your tryptophan intake is insufficient, this emergency niacin pipeline can dry up, leaving you vulnerable. It highlights the interconnectedness of all nutrients, a reminder that the health of one often depends on the robust presence of others. So, while you can make some niacin, it's not an excuse to neglect your dietary intake, it's a testament to the body's incredible, but not infallible, resilience. Now, consider niacin from another angle: its potent, often startling, side effect at higher doses. It's a phenomenon so distinct, so vivid, that it has its own name. Fact 3. High doses of niacin can trigger an intense, harmless, but often alarming skin flush, turning one's complexion crimson and feeling like a fiery prickle, a direct result of capillary dilation. Imagine taking a supplement, only to feel a sudden, overwhelming warmth spreading across your face, neck, and chest. Your skin erupts in a fiery crimson blush, accompanied by an intense tingling, itching, or even a burning sensation, as if you've been vigorously scrubbed with nettles or plunged into a bath of mild acid. This isn't an allergic reaction, it's the niacin flush, a direct pharmacological effect. Niacin, particularly in its nicotinic acid form, acts as a potent vasodilator, causing the tiny capillaries beneath your skin to expand rapidly. Blood rushes to the surface, creating that dramatic redness and the uncomfortable sensations. While it can be alarming and certainly unpleasant for those unprepared, it is generally harmless and typically subsides within an hour or two as the body metabolizes the niacin. This flush, however, is a vivid demonstration of niacin's sheer power and its immediate impact on physiological processes, a powerful reminder that even essential nutrients have potent, drug-like effects when taken in sufficient quantities. It's a physiological billboard, screaming a warning, I am powerful. Treat me with respect. We've journeyed through niacin's quiet, vital roles in energy, brain function, and cholesterol management, glimpsed its presence in our food, and even felt its potent, flushing power. But what happens when this invisible architect, this silent guardian, this critical component, completely vanishes? What happens when the delicate balance of niacin in the body is utterly shattered? The answer is a descent into a nightmare, a horrifying physiological collapse known as pellagra, a disease that once plagued millions and offers a truly visceral, disgust-inducing glimpse into the profound fragility of human life. Imagine a living human being slowly, agonizingly, falling apart from the inside out, their own body turning against them in a gruesome spectacle of self-destruction. The first and most visually arresting symptom is the dermatitis, a horrifying skin affliction. Initially, it might appear as a slight redness, resembling a severe sunburn, but only on areas exposed to the sun, the backs of the hands, the forearms, the feet, the neck, often forming a distinctive Casal's necklace. But this is no ordinary sunburn. The skin begins to thicken, harden, and darken, turning a grotesque, leathery brown, like scorched earth or desiccated animal hide. Then, the real horror begins. The dark, hardened skin starts to crack, blister, and peel away in large, putrid sheets, exposing raw, weeping flesh beneath. These lesions are excruciatingly painful, often becoming infected, oozing pus, and emitting a foul odor. Picture a person whose hands, once capable and nimble, are now encased in a grotesque, peeling, blackened glove, their face a mask of disfigured, scaly patches, their exposed skin an open wound that refuses to heal. It's a sight of profound human degradation, a living testament to the body's desperate, visible cry for a missing nutrient. As the body continues to waste, the internal systems begin to collapse, mirroring the external decay. The second D of pellagra manifests, diarrhea. Not just a mild upset, but chronic, profuse, debilitating bouts of liquid stool, often bloody and putrid. This relentless purging strips the body of vital fluids and electrolytes, leading to rapid, severe emaciation. The person becomes skeletal, their skin hanging loosely over sharp bones, their eyes sunken, their strength utterly sapped. The constant dehydration and malabsorption create a vicious cycle, further exacerbating the nutrient deficiencies, propelling the victim deeper into the abyss of illness. Imagine the pervasive, sickening smell, the constant struggle for basic hygiene, the sheer physical and emotional exhaustion of a body perpetually evacuating itself. And then, the most insidious D descends, dementia. As niacin's critical role in brain function unravels, the mind itself begins to fray. Initial symptoms might be subtle, persistent fatigue, insomnia, irritability, or vague anxieties. But these quickly escalate into a terrifying descent into psychosis. The victim experiences profound confusion, disorientation, memory loss so severe they can't recognize loved ones or their surroundings. Hallucinations, both visual and auditory, warp their reality, plunging them into a world of waking nightmares. They may become paranoid, aggressive, or slide into a catatonic state, utterly unresponsive to the world around them. Imagine a once vibrant individual, now trapped within their own mind, babbling incoherently, or staring blankly into space, their eyes vacant, their personality utterly erased, leaving only a hollow shell. This mental and emotional collapse is arguably the cruelest aspect of pellagra, stripping away the very essence of personhood. Finally, without intervention, the progression is inexorable, leading to the fourth D, death. The combination of rampant skin infections, severe dehydration from chronic diarrhea, and profound neurological damage overwhelms the body's defenses. The immune system is compromised, organs fail, and the body simply gives up, a slow, agonizing demise following months of unimaginable suffering. This isn't a quick or merciful death, it is a prolonged, painful, and utterly horrifying end, a culmination of the body's systematic failure, brought on by the absence of a single, minuscule molecule. The sight of a person in the advanced stages of pellagra, skin peeling, body emaciated, mind lost, is an image designed to evoke profound disgust, a raw, primal revulsion at the spectacle of life curdling into decay. And the truly unsettling twist? This once deadly plague, banished by a simple vitamin, could very well be making a silent, insidious return in unexpected corners of our modern world.